everyone, and welcome to another edition of On Deck with the Sports Report Girl. I'm Sheena from thesportsreportgirl.com, here to recap and poke a little fun at the week's top stories from the world of baseball. So if you were serving a 50-game suspension for violating baseball's drug policy, do you think you'd be able to lay low, go into hiding, remain out of the spotlight? You know, like Joaquin Phoenix? Sure, most of us could, but if your name was Manny Ramirez, you could do all that and more, and it still wouldn't help. Last week, Manny was at the center of the blogosphere for being one of the top recipients of All-Star votes for National League outfielders. Clearly, this outraged many, as Manny hasn't swung a bat in nearly a month. What kind of message does it send when a guy who was busted for cheating gets rewarded with a trip to the Midsummer Classic? To answer that question, we could turn to NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell. A couple years ago, he was faced with such a quandary when Sean Merriman was busted for steroid use. Goodell made a mid-season rule change to avoid the embarrassment of Merriman going to Honolulu on the heels of his suspension. Some have suggested Major League Baseball should do the same to keep Manny from going to St. Louis. For the time being, the commissioner's office has remained mum on the subject, primarily because Ramirez has fallen in the voting over recent days. But it will be interesting to see what happens if his numbers start to pick up. Moving on, Jaime Moyer notched win number 250 on Sunday with 6 solid innings in a 4-2 win over the Nationals, allowing only 3 hits and 1 earned run. For the season, Moyer is 4-5 with an ERA of 6.75, and though he will almost certainly never reach 300 wins like fellow quadragenarian Randy Johnson, he is only the 11th lefty to reach that milestone. Congratulations, Jamie. From the NL East, we go to the NL West, where Adrian Gonzalez hits his Major League leading 20th home run of the season on Sunday. Gonzalez's bat has played a key role in helping the Padres win 12 of their last 16. But the road ahead is likely to be a bumpy one for San Diego, as they next face the Phillies and D-backs at home, followed by a trip up I-5 to take on the Dodgers and Angels. If they maintain their current winning percentage through that stretch, then we can start talking about them as real contenders. As for Gonzalez, he may be the best National League first baseman short of Albert Pujols. His pace-setting shot came against the Rockies, who on Friday fired Clint Hurdle. Only 2 seasons ago, they were in the NLCS against the Diamondbacks, another team that changed managerial gears a few weeks ago. Jim Tracy, who was Hurdle's bench coach and the former manager of the Dodgers, takes over for the remainder of the season. Speaking of the Dodgers, they and the Cubs played a 4-game series in Chicago last week. When the series began Thursday, it was the 2038th time the clubs had met, dating all the way back to 1890, when they were known as the Brooklyn Bridegrooms and Chicago Colts. Amazingly, the overall series was evenly split at 1,019 games apiece. And after 4 more games, well, we still have an even split. The Dodgers may have lost 2 in Chicago, but they are still the hottest team in baseball with a 35-18 record and an incredible plus 86 run differential through Monday. The next closest team is Detroit at plus 45. And though it didn't happen during the Dodgers series, I have to comment on Carlos Zambrano getting tossed for arguing a call with home plate umpire Mark Carlson. Zambrano, who is renowned for his meltdowns, delivered one of his best to date. Not only did he toss the ball into the outfield, but he also beat the hell out of the dugout's Gatorade dispenser, and my own personal favorite, pointed in Carlson's face and gave him the ejection sign. For his part in the theatrics, Zambrano received a 6-game suspension and a meager $3,000 fine. As for the Gatorade dispenser, it's being put out to pasture during the Cubs' current road trip. Guess you could say, see you later, Gator. Sorry, I couldn't resist. Okay guys, you've been on deck with the Sports Report Girl, but please don't forget to leave your comments. And if you like the show, be sure to subscribe and tell a friend. See you back here next week. Bye-bye.